Hello everyone, good evening. It is Paper Pumpkin Day. My Paper Pumpkin came today and I'm excited to jump into this one. So we're actually just going to jump right in. I will be going live tomorrow in my business page for another Facebook Live. So you can check that out, and I'll be going over a lot more details about what's going on in the Stampin' Up! World and all of those things we will be making tomorrow if you want to join me. So what we're going to make. Isn't that cute? So you can join me tomorrow in my business page and we're going to make that one. We're going to jump right into Paper Pumpkin, but if you are interested in subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, it is an all-inclusive kit that comes to your door, so you can craft once a month, and all the projects are completely designed and everything is in the box. So October's Paper Pumpkin is going to be Christmas themed, 8 cards, and there's going to be a whole bottle of glitter glue, which I'm so excited about that. Love me some glitter, so I'm really excited about this. So we're just going to jump right in. So this one is called With Love and Gratitude. This is a September 2023 kit. There is a Lost Lagoon spot inside. Of course, our stamp set, which we need something to look at it with. Here we go. So let me put it on some white paper. It's easier to see. So it says, thanks, with love and gratitude, grateful for you, thank you, and then for you. Really cute. This is a little like pumpkin, which is really cute. Perfect for fall. Take this out. Put that under. Okay. So this one had a special box. So of course we get special tissue paper with our special boxes. So really, really cute. All right, let's open this up. So all of your supplies are all packed in here, and then don't forget those directions are on the back. So make sure you grab those because those are important. You need those. Peel off this plastic. So this one is supposed to make 8 note cards and 8 boxes, I believe, if I remember correctly. So you get a roll of tear and tape, which you know we love. Pull that out. We're going to need that. Some mini dimensionals, again, love. A whole bunch of envelopes, so 8 envelopes, I'm assuming. And isn't that pretty? They're lined. So pretty. So fun. Now, if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber of mine, you'll receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects emailed to you. So let me move this out of the way. So we're going to make one of each. So one of the note cards and one of the boxes. So I'll put the other things aside. Here's the little box. It is so cute. It's like the paper. I don't know if that's going to pick up on the video, but the paper looks like printed linen. So pretty. All right, so lots of these, and these are big boxes. You're going to be able to put lots of treats in these. All right, put that aside. And we have our deck. Because you know what? I need to get on my instructions so I know what we're doing. Here are our instructions. Now the instructions inside, they are labeled with exactly the colored pictures with exactly what they're supposed to look like, so you know what you're making. It tells you the supplies you need for each of your projects. So let's pull this sheet out so we can see exactly what we need. I'm just going to have mine off to the side. Excuse me. Goodness. You guys, it's only when the video is on that I have to cough, which is just awful. All right, so here's our die cut sheet. So you're going to get 2 of these, which will be enough for all of your projects. So there's going to be a big pumpkin and a little pumpkin on this one, along with some of these leaves. Glue dots. You're going to get a whole sheet of glue dots. Goodness, excuse me. The little banners. So there's some that are straight edged, and then there's some that are bannered on both sides. So you're going to need one of each of those. So this one's going to go for the box, and this one's going to go here. All right, this little piece is beautiful. That's going to go on this one. And you get 2 sheets of those, so you get enough for all of your projects. Now these little gold accent pieces, these are stunning. This bigger one, be careful when you pull these apart. They are all die cut. You just kind of have to pull them apart, but just be careful with the foil ones. Sometimes foil is a little bit more delicate. The bigger ones are going to go on your box. And then these smaller ones will go on your little note cards. And then again, you get 2 sheets of that one. They have a little piece of tissue paper separating them so they don't get all messed up. All right, so that is all of our supplies. I'm going to stack these back up, and I'll put these off to the side. Those are all our extra supplies. So let's start with our little note card here. And I have my bone folder. Now I'm actually going to use my ink spot. Normally I pull out my my normal size ink pad, but I thought, you know what? I never use my ink spot. Let's pull that out. Let's use that. So I'm just going to use that. So you just use your scissors, kind of cut along the side, use your ink spot. We're going to pull out our stamp set, and we're going to stamp this one. This like leafy image here. And I am going to set that onto my block, and I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper out. Let's see, do I have any? There we go. Get a piece of this out because we're going to be stamping on this. I'm going to pull back my instructions here on this one so it tells me exactly what I need to do. So we're going to use our Lost Lagoon ink spot. Now if you're having trouble getting a good image with your photopolymer stamp set, this is a more solid image. Let me show you a couple of quick tips. Now this is not inked very well, but I can tell this one's going to need a little bit of help just by inking it up. So when you stamp it down, if it's not a good image, if it's not a completely good image, there's a couple of things you can do. I like to pull out my, let's see, my Stampin' Pierce mat. This gives photopolymers just a little bit of extra cushion when you're stamping. The other thing that I like to do with photopolymer stamp sets is give them a good clean before you use them. So before you ink it up, give it a good clean. That kind of gets off all the residue from the manufacturing process. And then I'm going to pull out my Versamark ink. And if you ink it up with your Versamark ink, it kind of like primes it. So I'm just going to ink that up really well with my Versamark. Now I don't do this for all of my photopolymers, but I do it for the ones that have a more solid image. If you want a more solid stamping, I do it for those. So I'm going to kind of stamp the Versamark off, and then I'm going to go ahead and clean it again. And now that our stamp is primed, it should stamp a little bit better. So I'm going to make sure that it's not wet, and I'll bring back our ink spot, and I can already tell that that's inking up a whole lot better than it was. Okay, so just some quick tips just to prime your stamp. Again, I don't do it with all of my photopolymers, but especially the ones that are have a more solid surface like this, I definitely do it for those. All right, so we're going to stamp it here, and we're going to do it again. Now, I usually save my ink spots. I like to sometimes give them away as gifts, or I like to use them for kids. The ink spots are really good for kids and smaller hands. Ink spots are really, really good for those. So you can save them for that. Ink spots are also great if you don't have all the colors. Paper Pumpkin is a great way to accumulate a lot of colors all at once. Paper Pumpkin will never repeat the same color in a 12-month span. So you, by the end of 12 months, if you stay for a whole year, by the end of 12 months, you will have 12 different color of ink spots, which is pretty cool. All right, so we're just stamping on 3 of the corners, it looks like. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and let's stamp our greeting. Let me pull our little banner out. It goes this way according to my instructions. So I'm looking at this picture, and this one they do with love and gratitude. Let me find another block. Okay, there we go. Ink this up. And this is a small banner, so hopefully we can get this on there. Perfect. Love it. Lost Lagoon is quickly becoming one of my favorite colors. I love it. All right, I'm going to go back to the front. It's easier for me to look at these pictures on the front. Now, also on the back of your instructions, this will give you a full supply list. There is a QR code which will take you to a video on how this is put together. And then you have some alternate project samples here. All right, so let's get this put together. So we have the gold piece that's going to kind of go up here. And we have the leaves, which are going to go like this. And then our 2 pumpkins like that, and then our greeting will go over all that. So I'm going to put my pumpkins up on dimensionals, so I'm going to grab a sheet of dimensionals that I already have out, We'll put a couple dimensionals on the back of each of those. And then for my gold piece and my leaves here, I am going to use liquid glue. You can use the glue dots that came in your kit. For the video, liquid glue is a little bit quicker. I prefer the liquid glue over the glue dots, but again, Paper Pumpkin is all-inclusive, so if you don't have the liquid glue, the glue dots will work perfectly. So we're just going to stick this on here, this beautiful gold accent. Lovely. And then the leaves will go on over that, just like that. And then our pumpkins are already ready to go, so we'll stick those on. One there and one there. And then I'm going to pop my greeting up on dimensionals as well. I'm just going to cut one of these big ones in half. I already have this sheet started. That's why I'm not using the other ones that came in the kit, but you can absolutely use the ones that come in your kit. Those are mini ones, so they'll fit better on stuff like this anyway. So, all right, I'm going to do this, and then this one is going to go just across the top like that, with love and gratitude. So this little note card. And where are those little envelopes? So here is a little envelope to go with this little note card. Isn't that cute? So pretty. All right. Put the lid on that. All right, let's work on our box. I think I'm gonna have to clean some stamps. I have my Facebook Live for tomorrow all prepped, and where did my cleaner go? Oh, here it is. And a lot of my blocks are in use for my Facebook Live tomorrow. That's all prepped. So, all right, let's put some of these away. Do some cleaning here. This is the Simply Chamois. This is what I use to clean all of my stamps with. I love it. I just wet it with some water. It starts out looking really pretty. The more you use it, the dirtier it gets. But just rinse it out. I usually rinse mine out once a week, and then I wash them, with darker clothes or towels. Don't put them in the dryer, but you can put it in the washing machine, and it's perfectly fine. They'll stain, but they won't. The Stampin' Cleaner, the chamois will stain, but it won't stain anything else in your laundry, which is fantastic. All right, so our box is already all scored, so I'm just going to use my bone folder and just kind of reinforce all of those lines. There is, I don't think this is going to show up on the video, but there is like, the sides are gusseted. So once we put that together, that'll come together much easier. So, but I am going to go through and give all of the bottom tabs a good burnish, because that will help them go together much easier. Your bone folder is a key tool when you're making 3D projects. All right, so we're going to pull all of these back out. All right, and we'll get some tear and tape that came in the kit, so we'll use this up. Let's see, where's the end? Here we go. And I think I'm just going to put some on both of the long sides here, on the bottom of the box here. So this one here, and tear that off. And then we'll do one on this side too. And that should stick it together. I'm not doing any on the little tabs that go on the inside. They'll be on the inside, so it doesn't matter too much. So I'm going to peel that one off. And then I'm going to peel this one off. And then we're going to look at the box orientation. So this is the front. This flap is going to come down. So I want to fold in this front flap last. So I'm going to fold that one down. So our side tabs are folded in. We'll fold in our back tab. Then we'll fold in our front tab. Just make sure everything is nice and lined up. Stick your bone folder in there. Give it a little burnish. Boop, 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 boop. All right, perfect. Now the sides, because they're gusseted, they'll just kind of squeeze in like that. See? And this part will fold over. Perfect. Now I think that I saw in here that they used the little dimensionals to keep the box closed. Yeah, so they put a couple of dimensionals on the box lid to keep it closed. So I'm not going to do that just yet because I want to make sure that I fill it first before I close it. But you can use a dimensional or a glue dot to close it, and your recipient's still going to be able to open it without tearing it apart. They may not be able to reseal it with the dimensional there, but it'll stay closed until they open it. So you can also put a little magnet here, put one here, and that will also keep it closed. You can use Velcro too, or you can even use, if you have little clips or clothespins, you can even use that to keep it closed too. So lots of little options to keep this closed if you don't want to use a glue dot or a dimensional. But let's get this piece all assembled. So we're gonna stamp our greeting. So I think that's the only thing we're stamping on our box. So let me get out, what did they do? They did thank you. So let me get that out. And I will stick that on my block. And let's get out our Lost Lagoon ink spot. We'll ink that up. And we will do thank you. Okay, perfect. Very nice. All right, let's move that off to the side. And let's go ahead and stick this together. So went this way. They did the greenery over the gold. And then this is just going to get stuck up here. So I'm going to use, again, my liquid glue, but you can use glue dots. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the top, I don't know, 3 or 4 leaves, just on the very top. Don't go too far down or you're going to glue your whole box shut. But all we want is the top up here. So any adhesive that's hanging out below here is going to either remain sticky or it's going to glue your box shut. But I think that's good. And then I'm going to use dimensionals on this. So probably just 1 at the top if you're using a bigger one. If you're using the smaller dimensionals, maybe go 2 or 3. That one's going to go right over, just like that. Again, don't do a lot of dimensionals or adhesives on the bottom because those are going to show through. All right, and then for our greeting, I'm going to cut another dimensional in half, or if you're using the minis, then go ahead and use those. And I'm just putting them on either end, and that way it'll overlap that greenery piece. Okay, so it'll overlap that greenery piece and everything will sit nice and flat. And there you go, thank you. All right, I'm going to use a little clip just to hold mine closed for right now, and I'm going to bring everything back out. So we have the little note cards, which is just fantastic. It's going to go with the little box, and so you're going to get to make 8 of each of these. So 8 note cards, 8 boxes. Now again, if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber of mine, you're going to get a PDF with at least 3 exclusive projects. Sometimes I go a little bit crazy and do more than 3, but you will get one with at least 3 alternate projects using the products in the kit. So if you're a subscriber of mine, watch for that coming soon. I love these gold accents, so pretty. If you want to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, there's a link in the video description. Remember, October's Paper Pumpkin is going to be Christmas themed with some glitter glue. You'll make 8 cards, Christmas themed, and November's kit will also coordinate with October's kit. They'll both be Christmas themed. So you can jump on that now. You can subscribe to Paper Pumpkin now. Make sure you join me tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Time in my business page for the little fun fall project that we're going to make. You can join me then. Otherwise, I will see you guys later. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye.